Well, ladies and gentlemen, about time we get ourselves started for this one. Accred taking themselves the knife round, and they'll decide to stay over on this CT side here on Nuke. And, well, Nuke, an interesting map, especially the higher we get through the SCL Challenger divisions, and the higher we get in these divisions, it slowly becomes more CT sided from what we start to see, and it's definitely an interesting map because of that. And well, I mean, it's going to be interesting, especially as we start to see, especially how the CT side going to get themselves a start. You know, we usually talk about how the start of the games is usually so important, having good pistol rounds, having good mainly good pistol rounds, having good second round starts, being able to find a second round. Now, more importantly, we start to slowly see Accred now pushing with Senato finding himself the early pick. It's going to be Mal to get that trade back. Rugen going down. And now, more importantly, with the 5v3 positioning coming through, DSSJ finding himself the early pick. Could potentially find the second. However, Derner, Clydeep now taking control of that A side, but the bomb headed B. Storminator finding himself a plant, and well, Hurt's now stuck in a position where this is going to hurt. Definitely going to hurt. Now we start to see Hurts being hunted down here. The knife comes out. Hurts able to find himself a second. But more importantly, with the bomb ticking oh so low, Hurts should be going down here. Derner to find that frag. The bomb will go off. Now it's going to start to look to be an interesting round coming through. Now, more importantly, with a big sort of second round for both of these sides. Never FPL have come in with a whole heap of rifles, chosen to come in with the Galils with minimal utility. It slowly looks to be bit of a secret push. Those L block smokes working a treat. The secret now continuing to stay in the hands. Now with Ever FPL looking to slowly get themselves a little bit of wiggle room around Garage. They're able to find the early frag. Derner finding invisible before DSSJ able to find that trade back. With that bomb going down. Now the 3v3. More importantly, we're going to start to see what this Never FPL side can put together here. Now with Clydeep able to find DSSJ. Now we're going to see Storminator able to get himself back into the server. But now the two Galils will be recovered and look to be straight up saved here by this CT side, Endo and Hurts. Very, very smart decision for them to save. That bomb going off. is going to be a little more of a tantalizing task here for a Cred to have themselves a bit more of a third round bye coming through. We did see the Deagles, we did see the Scout come in, and it has afforded them a little bit more in terms of the aggressive department in that second round, but at the risk they've lost themselves the aggressive nature in the third. The two saved Galils look to get themselves into good stead here. We are going to see Endo able to use it for one. DSSJ eventually going down. The two Galils continuing to ring out here. Invisible finding a frag. Now with that bomb going down, the man advantage over towards his CT side. Invisible's going to be able to find himself Derner. And now with Mal, the lone man standing. We're going to see Mal at least find himself a frag. The bomb tapped. Rugen getting aggressive. Is that door going to swing open? Not yet. It is eventually. Mal to find himself a second here, and the 3v1 is very, very quickly turned into Endo, trying to find that time to get the defusal. Does he have it? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Never FPL. Unable to maintain the very, very quick start and turn it into a 3-0. Instead now we're seeing a Cred to pick up a round here. Now Invisible looking to now it's looking to be Invisible finding himself the early frag on Storminator. The man advantage now belonging to this Acrid side. It is going to look to be a little more of a slowed down pace here in this round with 40 seconds to play. Sonato to find himself the opening pick. Over on this B side, flashes are going to go down to the side. Turner's going to post up here onto this heaven angle. Now we are going to see Ruge and Hertz to find themselves one apiece. Turner looking to try and fight for one back. Mal and Derner here to try and fight around this B site. It is going to be Derner, the last man standing. Has himself two to find. Now with time slowly ticking down, the AWP is eventually going to fall. We're going to see Eno able to win the round, even though it was already secured on time. Derner going down, the AWP recovered here. DSSJ able to find himself, able to secure himself a cheeky little gift, all thanks to Eno. Now the 2-2 scoreline here. A little bit more of an expected flurry coming through from this CT side. A Cred having themselves two MP9s coming into this one, and M4A1S as well to accompany the AK and the AWP saved over. Now we see Rugen. How do we work? Completely shut down Derner, trying to be a little bit aggressive and finding a little bit of that surf. We are seeing Hertz all the way from behind on the long wrap. Going to find Senato, finding the first. Mal eventually to find himself that trade. Hertz going down. And an MP9, all that can be recovered. But DSSJ making very, very sure that the MP9 unrecoverable. Rugen to find himself that frag, and a Cred finally taking the lead for the first time this game. Able to pick themselves up 3. Now it's starting to definitely look as if This Never FPL side slowly falling by the wayside here early on. A bit of movement there from Flappy. That's usually goes pretty well. Hurts DSSJ to find themselves a pick a piece here. A cred. Just taking control here. Especially Hurts on that rifle. Being able to find himself the opening pick. Invisible able to get smokes down through Squeaky. And it will look to be at least a little bit of a tricky adventure coming through. Hurts holding the tight angle here, and it looks as if the challenge is going to come through against the Accreds ramp holder. You're going to see Clyde deep up close and personal. DSSJ is going to slowly fall off the angle. And it is going to be an interesting hit starting to come through here. Mal. Now with so much to work on, so much to do here. It is going to be Acred finally starving off the final two terrorist side. It is going to become more of a challenge here. The fact that we start to see a little bit of wiggle room given up by Never FPL early on in this game. A little bit more of a challenge to be put forward here in the server. Now especially as we start to see a little bit more of this outside control being gathered here by Never FPL. Going to see DSSJ. Now slowly. Having a little bit more of a tough time trying to handle and trying to control what's happening around this outside area of the map. The drop needs to come down over towards this B side, and the fact that we haven't seen it quite quickly is starting to get a little bit worrying here in the server. Now with a big challenge and a big fight coming through, DSSJ able to claim Mal in the flames. Here's going to be Senado able to find DSSJ caught out in the open. Just trying to retake space, trying to retake a little bit more here in this server. Eno to find one. It is going to be Senado left alive here in the 1v3. Does have himself a deagle. How much impact is it going to have? Early time is going to tell. We are going to see Endo, however, finding that final frag. And now, just by the skin of their teeth, starting to slowly see Acred continue to pull away in this one, in this contest. Now with an interesting hit coming through, you'd assume from Never FPL, they've got to find something. They've struggled to get themselves in high stead, in good positioning over on this T side. They've lacked a lot of map control. They've lacked the ability to be really aggressive here in the server. Now, finding an opening pick, you'd imagine that this could be the chance for this Never FPL side. Here with the man disadvantage, able to group up, able to overrun a small part of the map. Now with yet another save having to come through here for Never FPL. We're going to see all 5 for a cred able to live here. It is going to be a big, big help towards that economy. Especially if we are able to see Invisible find just even a frag there. We are going to see Rujan go down as well. Endo could find himself a frag after time if he's cheeky. But no, a crate able to get away with 6 here. Unable to steal away a rifle. Of course, it does become a little bit more of a challenging test here in the server. Especially as we start to see a little bit more aggro from these players on the CT side. A little bit more aggression. Hertz is all the way into trophy room before deciding, yeah, probably better idea if I drop off here. I'm a bit exposed at the moment. Now seeing Storminator able to find Invisible. We've seen Never FPL sort of clock on, clock in against the aggression. Playing a little bit more of these safer angles, these safer lines that we're just seeing slowly being more and more played here in the server. He's going to slowly be Never FPL taking this B side. Able to find himself pick after pick. DSSJ, the last man standing, will go down. We just saw the overcommitment of aggression there. Coming back to haunt Mr. Cred's side, and it's a really good test from Never FPL, slowly humbling themselves, humbling their own ability to be able to say, hang on, we can really do some damage here if, you know, we dial back our own aggression. Throwing ourselves into these high contact areas just isn't quite working. Needing to peel back the way that we see the game a little bit more. Just to try and get ourselves an opening pick, get ourselves a little bit of wiggle room. Very, very big opening there. And now with DSSJ finding a frag. Starting to slowly look at Senato, going to hunt down DSSJ. Yet again, this B side going to continue to be hit. Clyde deep finding an opening pick there onto Hertz. Invisible Hertz finding themselves one apiece though. Now Rugen needs a big frag here on a Storminator and does. Clyde deep the last man standing here in the 1v3. More importantly, we're going to see Rugen able to find that final pick. And now, it's just continuing to be just ever so slightly a cred having themselves their way here in the server. Now to SSJ. Senado finding one. Invisible to get one back though. It's coming through and will blow off both doors. Really stopping some of the aggression that can come through from Never FPL with the 4v4 situation. Rugen. Not spotting any more outside. The lobby push is going to be huge. And the question is, how many frags is Storminator going to be able to find? Hertz able to find one, can't find the second though. Fly deep, up close and personal, will find that frag. Invisible finding the player lurking through that lobby area of the map. Derner will get the plant down, but now with the man advantage here, Akred looking to try and take advantage of it. Fly deep, up close and personal, finding one. Invisible able to get that trade. It's just going to be the AWP of Derner here. Now as we start to see Invisible getting up close and personal. Derner on the AWP finds a pick. Now Invisible so low. Will force Derner away with the flames. Invisible goes down, whoever the Glock finding the frag. Never FPL picks themselves up round number 4. It's been a slow claw back here from Never FPL. Now more importantly, this Never FPL side going to be able to try and achieve here? How much can they achieve? It's probably a better question to ask. Now with a little bit more in terms of this lowers aggression. Mal to work his way over to single door. Hertz has a lot to do to try and hold away this diggity area. Senado to push through that smoke left around double door. And Hertz trying to take that fight on a little bit. Has himself a tight angle. The question is, now we're going to see Derner finding the opening frag. It is going to be a 4v5 position here. Now up tight, Hertz going to find that frag. A well-worked frag, a well-crafted frag. Able to work here. Now it is going to be Hertz finding himself that frag on a Senado. Hold deep to get one back. Derner to find himself yet another frag, and it is going to be that 2v3 situation. Storminator, the timing is going to be caught. Invisible eventually falls. Endo trying to get away with that M4, but won't be able to. Never FPL able to pick themselves up 5 here. Now especially as we continue to see it's continuing here in the server. We are going to see a little push coming through. To try and claim a little bit more grassland, a little bit more room. Now especially as we start to see the pistols here of a cred. We'll try and get little bits and pieces here. We are going to see Turner looking for a frag. It is going to be invisible, dropping off to rotate and try and support this ramp room area of the map. Malhoda clearing through Annex. Now with that bomb going down, planted for sort of Annex in heaven. It's going to be down to Mal to try and find himself a little frag, maybe even 3. Has to try and keep that AK in the server. The SSJ actually. Taking a little bit of nade damage before going down. The rifles doing their job. Now with a timeout being called here by Never FPL. They've clawed their way back into this one. Interesting timeout being called here, especially as, you know, we start to see interesting sort of an interesting change, especially in the way that we're seeing this team play now. It is going to be a bit more of a challenging force coming here. Now with Rugen having himself a little bit of room to work with. Mal's going to push forward a little bit. We are now going to see a little more of an exciting push here in the server. Through this outside area of the map. Turner with the AWP. Trying to get an early pick. Now we're going to see Hertz able to find a frag onto Mal before dropping a weight. It is going to be this B side here. Hertz to get himself a second. DSSJ to find himself a frag with that FAMAS. Will upgrade to the AK. And now with that bomb hitting the deck, it is going to be Turner trying to save the AWP here through Diggity. Now, more importantly, we've started to see a hold with a little bit more of a bountiful sort of reward to it, with the cred able to pick themselves up bait. Yet another timeout being called here by Never FPL. Now with an interesting decision in terms of what's going to be happening here in the server. It's now a little bit more of an exciting push coming through. Now with a little bit more of a hot hit coming in towards this side, a little bit of utility. DSSJ actually finding him out. We've seen a lot of the outside control come through. Really start to try and take shape. We're going to see Senado, Clyde finding frags. DSSJ actually finding himself that trade from beyond the grave with the flames. Now with a slow challenge for Mendo. Yeah, I'm going to see that bomb go down now. The 2v2. Heaven presence from a cred. Molotov should go down. Storminator should feel the effect of it. Oh. He's going to go down to 14 before being completely widened. Swing coming through from Annex. Derner to find Eno now. It's just going to be down to Rugen. Rugen to find a frag. Storminator. Someone who should have been gone down. Should have gone down earlier on. Eventually hits the deck in an 8-7 half, and ladies and gentlemen, now a little bit of a debut here for the SCL. We've got ourselves a little bit of a partnership here with Skin Baron, so we'd love it if you guys are able to sit by and do us a little bit of a favour. Watch a little bit of something that we've been working on here over at the SCL. A little bit of a cheeky ad. We'll be right back with the second half. Hope you guys enjoyed that little break that we had. Now, back into the pistol round. A little bit more of some aggressive action. Never FPL now putting through. A little bit more of a fruitful CT side. It is going to be DSSJ, the last man standing, and Never FPL able to take the pistol. Picking themselves up 8 here. Now with an 8-8 scoreline coming in. It has become a little bit more of sort of the stock standard CSGO game. We're seeing a bit of aggression here or there. Sort of a little bit of everything everywhere. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. The usual that's up on the menu. Now we get to see little bits and pieces of this Accred side over on their T side. A bit more of a challenging task here as Rugen finding himself a frag. And now, as we do start to see a little more of an aggressive push coming up through here. Now Senator able to find himself a frag. That MP9 working a treat as we see Accred going down, dropping their second here. Never FPL. Definitely looking to try and get themselves a little bit of that aforementioned wiggle room. Now, is necessary here for a little bit of success. Start to see Senato pushing through, trying to find a little bit of damage. Now we're Storminator. Trying to find a frag, trying to find a little bit of damage. Does look as if now we are going to start to see a little more damage, a little more aggression here. A beautiful shot from Hertz to be able to find Derner there. Pardon me, just feeling a little bit sick, a little bit under the weather. That's okay, you know who isn't under the weather? Mal. He's feeling fine. Rugen, his next victim. Now the CT side having themselves a win. A rare treat here. So now we start to slowly see a little more of an exciting push here in this server. He's going to be a bit of a nade sack on a DSSJ, a little bit of a spray through. We are going to see DSSJ really contributing in this fight through outside before eventually hitting the deck. It is going to be a little bit more of an exuberant push. Now, especially with a few more of the pushes that we've seen coming through from more aggressive side, it is going to be a big hit coming through. Senato to find 3. Shutting down Ramp and Cold Deep helping out as well. Senato a huge hold from the young lad. He's picked himself up 14 today. Hasn't been the best on his team, but he's definitely had a good tracking record here. My apologies. A little bit sick, as I've mentioned, chat. I hope you guys can forgive me. A little bit under the weather. A little bit cloudy weather, you could say. We are going to start to see a little more of an aggressive push coming through here. Now as we do start to see A little bit more of a fun push coming in here. It is going to be Cold Deep finding himself too. Hurts. Now left to just a pistol. We'll start to push around, try to find a little bit of damage, a little bit of something. Just somewhere, anywhere. Now as we do start to slowly take a look. Hertz finds himself a frag with the Deagle. Seeing never FPL, almost seem to never drop around. They've picked themselves up 12 here. CT side looking polished. Cred looking a little bit frazzled here over on this second half. Now I'm going to see Stato up close, finding himself only the one DSSJ to find that trade. Bursting through that smoke. See Stormlander finding himself a frag. Now the 3v4 situation of Cred having themselves the man disadvantage. DSSJ going down, Rugin to find that trade. Bomb will be recovered. Now with that flash coming through, it is going to be Rugin to try and get a little bit of room through Diggity. Won't see Storminator, and instead that plant still yet to go down. As Rugin will get the plant eventually onto the deck. We're going to see Storminator holding the fine line with the AWP, the double door hold coming through. Rugin to find Storminator now. Heard some Rugin here into the side. We're going to see Derner eventually falling. Cold Deep was calling just for these players to stay alive. He's going to be the next to fall. Rugin finding himself two there. In that man disadvantage situation. The frags isolated, never FPL going down. Giving up the first round here of this second half. Has looked to be a very, very good half indeed coming through from Never FPL. A good start, now broken up a little bit. The question is it a one-off or is it going to be a little bit more of a trending factor here in this game? Now we see frag nade coming down. It's going to be Senato. He's going to be the next to fall here. Hertz finding the opening pick. Cold Deep. Will be a little bit of a challenge. Derner finding a frag. However, DSSJ able to find that very, very quick trade. Cold Deep to find himself a frag here. Now a 3v3 situation. Smoke's going down. He's already through. Cold Deep will find himself two before Rugin finding that trade. Now a 2v2 situation. This bomb looks to be heading down towards that B site. Now with utility. Raining through secret. It is going to be DSSJ and Rugin to have themselves a double hold. Through this dark area of the map. A single nade, a single Molotov would be absolutely nuclear here. I think Mal has thrown that nade in. DSSJ the only victim. But it does force Rugen out. Rugen falls the SSJ in that tight corner in dark. We are going to see the SSJ finding time. Storminator has to pull the pistol out. Eventually finds the frag, but there's no time to find the defusal. Acred able to pick themselves up round number 10, and Storminator able to get away. However, there will be an AK for him to be able to recover. There's going to be more of a hit coming through. Now with an interesting challenge here. Now with Derner finding himself an opening pick. We are going to see an interesting push now. With Senato able to find himself a frag. He's going to beat and look to beat. Acred sort of falling. Trying to take on that fight near Diggity. But instead, looking to be the next victim here. Now with an interesting fight. Coming through. Does look to be more of a challenge. More of a gauntlet set down here. Pardon me. As we start to see Senato. Now slowly set down. With the challenge. A beautiful shot. Hurts not making a sound anymore. Now Derner to find that final round. Never FPL. Back to winning ways in this one. They're definitely going to be looking to try and continue this presence and this push that we're seeing time and time again here from Never FPL. It almost looks to be they just cannot be stopped here. Now with a bit more of a challenge. Slowly rolling up. We are going to take an ever so slight look here. Into what has become a little bit more of a fascinating hit. Still with a minute to play, a 5v5. No scalps claimed just yet. More importantly, we are going to see finally a push come through. We're Clyde deep to find two, eventually going down. Hurts to be able to find that trade. Now Senato left here in a 1v2 situation. Circling all the way around. Should have an easy frag, but it's not. Senato will eventually find the frag. Anno goes down, and we are going to see Hurts and Senato Two players who have been really good so far. Now looking to be stuck here in a death-defying death fight between the two of them. Death-defying death fight. There we go. That's something new. Hertz comes out on top of it, though. Acred picking themselves up 11 here. Now with pretty much a big fight to come here into this one. He's slowly starting to look as if there is a bit more of this want here for frags in this server from both these teams. Both these teams want to get more frags, want to get more involved here. Now with a bigger fight coming through, it is going to look to be more of a cascading fight here in the server. Eventually, with Hertz finding himself an opening pick here, a really good opportunity. More importantly, with frags starting to slowly draw their way down in the server. Rugen, invisible, finding frags. Storminated the early person for this Never FPL side to get a kill. The bomb is going to go down. More importantly, started to see more of an effort. Here into this fight. Now with that bomb going off, it is going to be Hertz finding himself a frag at the very, very end of that one. Now Never FPL coming in with a bit of an interesting buy. It is going to be a force into these rifles here. Derner maybe going to be stuck on an MP9. Actually, it's just going to be a 5.7. He saved 1k. That's an interesting buy there from Derner. It's interesting purely because it's not really what we expect in there at the moment for him. Now with Mal finding Hertz through that smoke. It is going to look to be a super aggressive, sort of fun push into an interesting area of the map. We are going to see Clydeep eventually find himself a frag. Turn up, Clydeep finding themselves a frag apiece at the very end there. Never FPL able to pick themselves up 15, a match point. All of a sudden a really good game. Almost at the end of it having a very shocking result coming through. Acred, a side that we've seen near the top of the SCL's sort of top teams for so long. And now with a timeout here. Almost a decisive hit needed in this game for both of these teams. Before we start to see a little bit more of an aggressive hit. As we start to see a little bit more of a creepily put forth hit here. It is going to be going to see almost a bit of a spray down there from Senato. Only able to find the one. DSSJ able to find one back. Rugen nearly trying to put forth an interesting hit. Will eventually fall flat. So now we see that bomb eventually going down. Now an interesting hit will start here in this server. Now it's slowly becoming a brutal hit as a cred. Trying to keep themselves sort of alive here. Live to fight another day, but Mal and Senato looking for these exits. A cred will pick themselves up 13 here, but never FPL. Coming out with 2 rifles is probably one of the better outcomes. The fact that Mal goes down there is so crucial. And with Hertz finding an AWP as well. Slowly turning from bad to worse there. It will be more of an interesting fight here as we start to see a little bit more of an exuberant push here in this server. Now with utility starting to rain down a little bit. It is going to slowly turn into a cred here, having all the cards, holding the entire stack in their hands. Now, more importantly, seeing Clyde Deep pushing through. Trying to hold on to a little bit more of a fun hit here in the server. Now, with that bomb slowly ticking down, Derner's going to end up falling to it. Rugen will get the job done himself. Clydeep and Storminator are able to find themselves a rifle apiece here. Definitely sure to help out the cause. Storminator actually finding a frag after time. Definitely helps out a little bit. And now, never FPL. Still having the man advantage coming in towards round 30. It is going to be an interesting few rounds to definitely cap us off here. That's interesting version of events starting to come through there. As we see DSSJ finding an opening pick on the Mal. Now with The bomb's starting to tick down. SSJ going to be completely blind, eventually falling. Clydeep finds himself a frag. Endo hurts Rugen. The last 3 remaining here for a cred to try and fight back here against Never FPL. Now we're going to see Clydeep finding 2. Hurts. Will eventually go down. Never FPL going to be finding themselves a 16-14 win against the cred. The upset complete. Ladies and gentlemen, an absolute pleasure to have all of you here, of course. Oh, sorry, we've had a message in chat that I haven't seen. Any problems, weird behaviors with servers lately? Been working hard on fixing some weird problems with Get 5? I'm not too sure. It's been sort of an interesting time with the servers at the moment. They've been crashing, but that's mainly due to, from what I've been told and from what I know, they've mainly been crashing due to this brand new awesome sponsor. No, it's actually been crashing due to a few of the issues with the sort of mods that we've put in. Anyway. Now it's going to be a little bit more of an intense fight coming through in towards the future here of the Challenger Division. And now we will pack ourselves up here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I'll have to show you a little bit of a quick ad, if you don't mind at all. Thanks to our partner, Skin Baron. I hope you show them a little bit of love. Use our affiliate link just to get yourselves 10% off next season of SCL. Which sounds pretty cool, and it's honestly a lot better than people think. Anyway, we'll have ourselves a bit of a pack up here. Zola and Charlie will be on later tonight, taking you through, I do believe, if I remember correctly, it's Polygon versus Flow State. Whoops, there we go. Maybe it's the anti-cheat. Yeah, I think it might be the anti-cheat. I'm not quite too sure on the issue. I'm just a caster. But I do think that it was the anti-cheat plugin that we were using. And there was a bit of an issue with that. But you may need to talk to the admins for that one. That's not my area of expertise. But you know what is my area of expertise? Skin Baron. Make sure you do show them a little bit of love. They're a big thank you to a partnership with them. Of course, make sure you look at our partner Skin Baron if you want to buy and sell CSGO skins. Make sure you register through the SCL and get yourselves a 10% discount for SCL Season 8, which is coming right around the corner. I've been your caster Flamboyant. I'm going to take you off to a little bit of a quick ad before we do say goodnight. So take care. Peace.